It's a blessing to see y'all tapped in, man. Hey, it's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got to fail in life. Listen, they interviewed Prime early in the morning on game day. I just wanted to give my take, so I'll be interjecting throughout the video. Y'all don't be shy. Don't be bashful. You know I want you to hop in that comment section. Let's get it.
Is keeping us connected as we talk with Coach Prime Deion Sanders joining us before that huge game against Kansas State tonight. Make some noise, please. They're welcoming you, Deion, as they did in the regular season this year. And I'm thinking back, the last time you were on the field at Fosun Field, you had the Hail Mary to force overtime. You had the hit by Travis Hunter to win the game against Baylor. Then you go on the road and win impressively. What is that type of success done for your team as you go into a game?
Now, off top, the game day crowd is cheering overrated. I've been very critical of Prime. So has the rest of the media. So we got to understand he got something to prove right now. And he's proven that he's not overrated very early on. He's proven that he's a great. See, that's the thing. Prime is trying to show y'all that he could really coach. He could really do this. Forget about the name. Forget about all of that glitz and glam. I hear the murmurs. I hear y'all talking. To be honest, I just think he's proven to the people that he can really do this. He's found a new focus, a new level of locked in, and he really taking it there. And nobody really thought that he could do it. And it's still early. It's still very early, but he's proven himself and he's letting you know, hey, I'm not just a showman. See, they thought Deion Sanders was a Magic Johnson novelty act type deal. They didn't really take his coaching serious. So he's showing you, hey, if I really want to do this, I could easily do this and be at your neck and really come at you. Why? Because I got what you don't have. I have that yellow jacket. I really did this at the next level. I'm really him. And these kids really buy in. And I do my job better than you. If he's locked in on the football aspect and he got that clicking, Deion's just an all-around better. What are you, a better showman? You a better entertainer? That's Deion Sanders. You can't outdo this cat. So naturally, he starts clicking on the football end and he's just better than y'all. He's just better than most coaches. He got what they don't got, man. And we know this already, right? We know they can't get as fly as Prime. We know they can't walk out there with that smile and just charm the crowd. They ain't got it like that. And that's what coaches are frustrated and upset with. That if this guy really gets it clicking and turned around on the wins and loss column and he really starts showing he can coach, oh shit, where does that leave us? Let's get into it.
Sanders joining us before that huge game against Kansas State tonight. Make some noise, please. They're welcoming you, Deion, as they did in the regular season this year. And I'm thinking back, the last time you were on the field at Fosun Field, you had the Hail Mary to force overtime. You had the hit by Travis Hunter to win the game against Baylor. Then you go on the road and win impressively. What is that type of success done for your team as you go into a game with some serious consequences tonight?
Well, it gives everybody connected to this wonderful university confidence. It gives the young men, they understand that if we practice like we want to practice, if we prepare like we desire to prepare, these are the results that we can get. And I love it. I mean, I don't have to go deep down in my bucket for my motivational speeches because these guys get it right now and they love the results they're seeing.
If y'all really rock with me, if y'all really been here from jump, you know that I've asked the question, is Prime simply just an amazing motivational speaker? Not a great coach, not solid with the X's and O's, but is he simply a glorified motivational speaker that put the team on his back and could talk a team out of a bad situation? That's what people was questioning at one point, right? That's what people had labeled Prime them. Like, hey, man, he's a showman. He's not good for X's and O's. He don't really know what he's doing out there. It's all a show. He don't care about nothing but Shador and Trav them and Shiloh, right? That's what people were saying. Shout out to Prime for giving love to his squad, giving them credit where credit is due. They understand the mission. They locked in. You know, that last group, maybe all hands wasn't on deck. All hands wasn't on deck. You feel me? Let's call it what it is. That last year's group just getting in the thick of things, realizing that this media was going to be on you every day, win, lose, or draw. You know, maybe some people not ready for that type of exposure. Maybe some people wasn't ready for what they was asking for. So some changes needed to be made. But Prime is letting you know right now, hey, I hear you. I hear y'all talking. You think it's just about motivational speeches? I don't have to dig in that bag. I'm really in my bag right now. There's no motivational speeches needed. All that shit for the camera. This right here, right now, yeah, we really coming. We really coming. You know, no pun intended.
Right now, and they love the results they're seeing.
Dion, I don't know if you've been with us earlier, but Kirk Herbstreit's on the move. Kirk, you have a question for Dion here?
Yeah, I'm actually going right down the runway right now. We're about to take off, so hopefully you can hear this, Coach. Congrats on your fast start. And real quick, talk about the physicality in this game and matching that against Kansas State in this game.
First of all, I love you and the dog. Let's just get that straight. Let's get that out of the way, okay? I love you and the dog. Secondly, the physicality in this game will be phenomenal. You got two teams that's kind of matched. I like to think that we have some tremendous playmakers, but this team is well coached. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They're not penalized a lot. So we're going to have to beat them. They're not going to give us the game by any means.
Again, Coach Prime addressing what needs to be addressed in penalties. Undisciplined. Now they've gotten better throughout the weeks, but it still ain't nowhere it needs to be. These dudes is undisciplined as hell. If they could fix that issue, you know, they take the team to another level. That's something that I'm sure they're working on. That is something that I'm sure that Prime wants to instill. A lot of times when you got a team full of talent, it could turn into a lot of undisciplined cats. I don't know what it is about the most talented dudes just doing what they want to do. Maybe they've done what they wanted to do their whole life, and being undisciplined never really played a factor. They was able to do that. Nah, you can't do that at this level because it's a game of inches at the end of the day. You're going to need that. You're going to need that. You know what I mean? That could be the difference between the W and the L. So Prime letting you know off top. Now I hear the murmurs. He's slighting it. It's slight. He throwing it in there. If you don't, you might not catch the jab. It's like a nigga getting hit with the jab. He don't see it coming. Prime just hitting you with the jabs like, they're a well-organized team, you know. They don't really get a lot of penalties like us. So he's letting, you know, his flaws be known, but we could change that. We could get discipline. You got to read between the lines with some of these interviews, you know what I mean? It's a lot of smiles going on, but it's also real shit being said in between time. If you could really focus on what's going on, you know.
Coach, Travis Hunter is now second favorite in the odds for the Heisman, and obviously we get a chance
How's
to
that?
watch him. He's
How do you even fix your mouth to say that? How do you even fix your mouth to say that? Second. Like, second. Travis Hunter second has never gotten along. Yeah, but you said it. You said it. You can't get into that kind of conversation.
No, Coach, I'm going to change it. We're going to change it right now with this particular conversation. He's behind Genty, obviously on pace for potentially 2,000-plus yards rushing, but Travis Hunter is doing something that nobody has seemingly done in college football. 127 snaps a game. Obviously, I think he's one of 10 players to average over 100 yards a game receiving. He locks down on the defensive side. What do we not know about Travis Hunter other than the fact that he is just an amazing football player and once-in-a-generation type talent?
He don't drink, he don't smoke, goes right home after practice, study a ton of film, is one of the best human beings that I know. We have a race every Saturday morning to see who wakes up first to get one another this text. And he beat me this morning. He's like, let's go, coach. I'm like, let's go, all right? So Travis, he loves the darn game of football, and that's what I love about it. We don't have to worry about what he's going to do on Saturday because we already know. And I love every bit of it.
Hey, when Prime rock with you, he gonna promote you. You gonna promote. If you getting that job done, if you really doing what you supposed to do, he gonna promote you and push you. Y'all didn't see that marketing? Y'all didn't see how he just sold the hell out of Travis Hunter? He sold what don't need to be sold. I mean, it sells itself, right? Travis Hunter is a package on his own. You know what I mean? Throw Trav on a Madden game right now. He'll do a little something. Guaranteed. But that's neither here nor there. He's now second for the Heisman right after Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty, he's having an amazing season. And Georgia wanted him. If y'all remember, Georgia wanted Genty, and they was really going to pay him. He said, nah, my legacy mean more out here in Boise. I'm going to do it up out here in Boise. All right, Ashton, do your thing. But Trav is telling him, and he's catching up. If he's able to last and endure this whole season, I don't see why he wouldn't. He's been doing this his entire college career. We forget like he ain't been doing this. People acting like it's new. He's been running these plays up. He's been going back and forth. This has been a thing. This ain't nothing new. That's what he was built for this. And yes, he's setting a trend where kids is about to start going two ways. That's a selling point at this point. Travis Hunter has now become a selling point for kids who playing two ways in high school to go to college and believe they're going to play two ways. Forgive me. For real. And there's going to be a lot of them that do. He's setting a trend. He making this shit cool. But where they do that at, they're not realizing he's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. It's kind of like Steph. Yes, Steph was able to change the fabric of the NBA. He was able to really kind of change the game with that shooting. But at the same time, Steph is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. We just can't act like it's other Steph Currys walking around here. Yeah, you might get the intangibles. But for you to put that many shots up a day, I don't know if you're doing that. Your dad's not coming up in the NBA. You don't know what it takes to really get that level of stardom. Hey, man, it's only one Steph Curry. And it's only one Travis Hunter. This you can't imitate this. This is something you can't imitate. You really got to have that dog in you to be able to go this many plays. It's not that many people who can do this at that level on a high clip. It's just not. Coach Prime realizes that. He realizes this ain't no everyday cat I got on my team. Yeah, I got one coming up, and he go both ways too. No diddy. But at the same time, it's like, that's not Travis Hunter. We don't know what he gonna be. He might be better than Travis Hunter. But right now, what we got in front of us is him. We got this dude right now that, hey, I don't know if I'll ever see another guy like this. They talking about giving people their flowers. We got to give credit where credit is due right now. Because we know sometimes it's those great college players that we don't see pan over like we want them to in the NBA or the NFL. They get to the league and we expected so much of them because of what they done did in college. Reggie Bush, right? People expected way more out of Reggie. Reggie had a good career. Reggie had a good career, a solid NFL career, man. With an NBA, I keep saying NBA, with an NFL Super Bowl. With an NFL Super Bowl, Reggie did his thing. But people said Reggie didn't amount to what they thought he could be at that next level. And you never know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we really got to pay attention to what's being done right now, because what's being done right now is historic. Now, we about to get into this Nick Sabin. This is Nick Sabin next up with the questioning.
This morning. He's like, let's go, coach. I'm like, let's go. All right. So Travis, he loves the darn game of football. And that's what I love about it. We don't have to worry about what he's going to do on Saturday because we already know. And I love every bit of it.
Dion, I got to ask you, how's the fishing, man? Because the last time you and I went fishing, it didn't go so well for you.
First of all, 3 things for you, coach. Number 1.
Off top, Sabin throwing shots at Prime. Off top. See, that's what I mean. These interviews, it's a lot of smiles. But Sabin said, man, I got to get the leg up. First things first. And some might say, hey, it's just light. They just playing. They just throwing little jabs. All right. Sabin said, hey, man, what's up? You know, last time we went fishing, it didn't end well for you, little boy. You know, I outfished you. You know, it's always competition, big egos, big status. It is what it is, you know. So you got to watch for the little subtle hints, the little subtle shots that's been being thrown right now.
The fishing ain't good, all right? I don't fish here. I coach here. Number 2, You stunted on the whole set. They didn't even get that. They asked you what car dealership, you say, Mercedes and Lamborghini. That was a stunt. That's the way to do it, Coach.
Hey, y'all got to see what Prime doing, man. Shout out to Prime, man. Prime giving Nick Saban his credit, but at the same time, he like putting him on the spot. Like, yeah, man, all of that morality shit is out the window, dog. You talking big bodies and Lambos. You know what I mean? They asked Sabin what his dealership is. Sabin said, hey, the Lambo and the Mercedes. You know what I mean? Hey, Sabin going big body. Lambo. Hey, and Prime is letting it be known. He said, hey, Sabin, you really tried to stunt. See, I see you stunting. I see what you did there, Nick. And you know, Nick Sabin, he's trying to play the humble route. He's trying to play I'm just an average guy, I'm from the South, I picked myself up from my bootstraps. He's playing that guy, the humble white kid, with humble beginnings. That's what Sabin is running with. But Prime is like, hey, nah, man, you really stunt, coach. You really be out here stunting, acting like you don't got it. Nah, you got it. What's your favorite dealer? Oh, man, the Lambo and the Mercedes. Big body central. Okay. All right. So Dion, he throwing it right back at him. This is the game within the game right here. This is where you could see coaches having them egos and really going blow for blow on a national platform. People can't see that. People think it's jokes. And it makes good TV. It's a lot of chemistry there. And I get it. It's funny. It really is funny. It's great chemistry, right? But it's really haymakers out there being thrown right now. These dudes is really boxing right now on national TV, while they smiling in your face. Nah, these is jabs being thrown right now. Haymakers being thrown. And I love it. I love it because, they're letting it be known. Like, hey, dog, you're not some small-time guy, Sabin. Let's not even put that act on.
That's the way to do it, Coach. And third, I forgive you for last week, but my favorite, Miss Terry had my back. I love you, sis. I love you, Miss Terry. I love you.
And last but not least, Coach Prime thanked Nick Saban's wife, Terry. Chess move, if I say so myself. Not only did he call Sabin out on his antics, but then he said, hey, man, I forgive you for not picking me last week. I forgive you for trying me. Thank Terry. Thank your wife for me. Appreciate that, Sabin. You see what I mean? Like, hey, but it's on TV, it looks good. It looks sweet. Sabin like, oh, this bastard. Look at his face right now. I'm looking at his face right now, and Dion just grinning, teeth showing. Sabin just got this look on his face like, you mother. And this is what it is, man.
And she got on me because I didn't. I want you to know that too. But just one thing that you think is the most important key in the game tonight.
We got to tackle. Now, we can't have missed tackles. Penalties. This team is not penalized much at all. We got to match that. We can't do the dumb, stupid penalties before the ball even snapped. We can't have those type of penalties. I understand that if it's in the flow of the game, but like the pre-snap penalties are just ignorant and idiotic. We cannot go out there and beat ourselves. We got to make them beat us.
What's going on, my brother? You're looking good in that hat, but I've never gotten an invitation to go fishing with you and Nick Saban, so I'm going to kind of left out over here, like left out Lamont over here. But I wanted to ask you a question. After the Nebraska game, you guys won a 3-game winning streak. What changed?
Right. We got our butts kicked, and we analyzed it. We needed that butt kicking. few of us start believing the hype, start believing the nonsense, and we got our butts kicked. Well needed, though, because we saw we were vulnerable in this area, we were vulnerable in that area, and we need to step it up. See, it's one thing to say you want to play for the Colorado Buffaloes, but it's another thing to get in here and play for it. And now you see your name being tarred and feathered. You see people talking about you crazy like you never had before, and you didn't like that. So what you gonna do about it?
Yo, this is a fact. Deion Primetime Sanders is speaking on how, hey, man, at our school, you got to take the good with the bad, because this media onslaught is like no other. Nowhere else you go, you going to have this much attention outside of an SEC school. And even them, they're not getting as much attention and, promotion as Colorado. So you got to be ready for whatever come with that, the good and the bad. And last but not least, just go ball, which is what I've been saying. It eliminates a lot of the hoopla. If you going out there and you balling week in, week out, you shutting up the naysayers. Hey, man, it's simple. At the end of the day, the formula is simple. Go ball. It's easier said than done, though. Everybody ain't got it. Everybody don't get that opportunity. But for the ones that do, and they are able to take advantage, hey, man, more power to them. Politics are going to forever be a part of it. But if you're able to somehow overcome it in politics, you better thank God for that. Thank the Most High for that, man, for real. Because it's a cold game.
Ball out, dominate, prepare for the game, and go out there and take no prisoners. So we're happy. I don't hate to lose by any means. You got to understand that, but I'm thankful.
Yeah, it's a good thing long term, especially with how that Big 12 is. We got to see a mic'd up of you, I think, from your social media, where you restarted practice against Baylor, because you said you guys think you just won by a bunch. It was a close game. You restarted practice. I think a lot of people don't understand that about you. You hold your team to be a very accountable team. Now that you're on a run and there's everything in front of you, what is your messaging going to remain, or are you going to change it a little bit for that team?
Oh, no. We remain. First of all, a lot of people think you must coach harder when you get your butt kicked. I think you coach harder when you win, because now everything is so detail-oriented. And I'm a stickler on the little things, man. I'm old school. I know sometimes it may seem like I'm an old fool, but I'm an old school coach. And I love the old school principles. We're going to practice. We're going to work. We're going to pay attention to detail. We're going to watch a lot of film, and we're going to be prepared when we go out there.
Well, that's the one thing I love about you, Deion, is you're old school. You believe in discipline. You believe in doing things the right way. You grew up the right way. But you got this image, man, of being a great player and being kind of prime time. And I love that. And it's helped your program a lot.
Coach said kind of prime. I'm kind of prime time, coach.
Match up against K-State. Can you match up against K-State and stop the run?
Well, first and foremost, the first thing we went out and got when we inherited this wonderful school, university, and football program is we went out and got some skilled persons that can really do it. Next, you attract the big, because now when they see there's a deficit, they see we need protection for Shador. We need a pass rush for these wonderful cornerbacks in the secondary that we have. Now you start to attract them. So once we got the skilled guys, mainly the first as well as second year, and you go out and get the bigs to match, these guys want it. These guys can protect the quarterback. Everybody in the country know we keep Shador upright. We gonna do pretty darn well. That's an easy formula, as well as run the ball consistently. Secondly, we just gotta stop the run, put some pressure on the passer, let him throw to this wonderful secondary that we have. I like our chances, and I like our specialists. We have some great specialists, and they're gonna get the job done when they're called upon.
We can't wait to watch tonight. Deion against Kansas State. It's going to be a great matchup, 10:15 Eastern on ESPN. Deion, thanks a lot. Always great to have you with us.
Make some noise for Coach Prime.
I love me some Coach Sabin. I love him, even though he didn't pick me. I love him anyway.
He was talking about stopping the run. They're one of 6 teams in the country that hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher.
And there you have it, man. Coach Prime really letting you know where the Colorado program stands. He told you straight up, hey, I like my chances. I like our chances against this Kansas State team, man. Didn't mention Dylan Edwards not one time throughout this whole little fiasco. But, yeah, man. So, Coach Prime setting the tone. Really, I like what I see. He's setting the tone, and we're going to see if Colorado, got it in them to attack this K-State team. This K-State team looking like something. But Colorado is also looking like a much better team than last year. They looking like they ready. They looking like they locked in. They got a whole nother focus to them. And so, this might be magical. This might be a magical season for Colorado. Can they get the job done against Kansas State? It's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got to fail in life. Come on.